It is the Victory Moment with CK. Join the show as we chat victory in the midst of the uncertainty in life, because each day can be a victory moment if you don't quit, if you don't give up, and if you don't let go. Well, hello, and welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for connecting with me and being a part of just what makes the Victory Moment show. Listen, don't forget to connect with us live and connect with us on Roku, connect with us on the BHC network. And when you connect with us on the BHC network, guess what happens? You get to see all the other things that are happening when it comes to all the other locations now, because there's even more locations and live streaming that we're on, platforms that we're on. So I'm doing this real quickly because I want to get into the show today, and I'm excited about this show because I'm continuing with love. And I want to talk about self-love. And it's not about being selfish. It's just about being aware of who and what's happening with you when it comes to yourself. And in order to love anybody else, you got to love yourself. So let's talk about it today. Let's talk about self-love today. Well, hello again, and thank you again for joining me and connecting with me as we as we talk about self-love. Listen, those that will come on the other platform, those that will come on, I thank you and I appreciate you so much. But we are going to talk about self-love today. And the reason why I'm talking about it, because this is a month where you know we celebrate love, you know and one thing myself and one of my girlfriends was talking about is that if it's only one day that you celebrate love, that's kind of a problem, because love should be celebrated consistently all the time, all day, every day, not just a particular day where you spend more money and doing all of those things. So what's happening is I I said, let me talk about it today. And then next week, or I should say, my next episode, I want to talk about um, some things about Black History Month and and also legacy. So we're going to talk about that next episode. But this episode, we're really going to dive in real quickly into love and self-love. We talked about love is kind or love is patient on my last episode, if you watched the last episode. But now we want to talk about love is, self-love. And self-love means paying attention or focusing on your feelings, on what you actually need. I don't want to overstep it and say, again, it's not about being selfish. It's about acknowledging that you may have to work on something. You may have to acknowledge something that may be bothering you, because we tend to jump from one thing to another without really acknowledging that we haven't gotten over one thing. So what happens is we bring that same thing into the next. And whether, I'm talking at this point about a relationship. And what happens is we hinder the next level of, oh, I want to be with someone, or and all of those things. And what's happening is we sabotage our own self because we are not really careful of how we're self-love. So but I actually want to talk about some specific ways, some ways to take care of yourself. One of the ways I want to talk about is protecting yourself. That doesn't mean that every little thing you got to be skeptical of, but what it means is be aware of your emotions, be aware of your needs, be aware of what, be aware of basically what's, and taking care of you. That means exercising. That means eating. And a lot of people think exercising has to go to the gym and all of that. There are simple things that you could do at home. I don't know how many realize, or most of us would know that walking is very, very important, and is a great exercise. Just simply walking every day. Um so listen, so the bottom line is we have to we have to, when it comes to that, as far as taking care of yourself, that's priority. And that means that's part of self-care, self-love. You've got to take care of you. Nobody's going to take care of you better than you. And that was one of the most important things I wanted to point out today. Number two, protecting your energy. And I'm always talking about the negativity. I'm always talking, when I say talking about the negativity, protecting yourself from the negative and always seeing the positive. Again, that doesn't mean things are always going to be going great. Things are not always going to be going perfect. But when you take time to protect yourself, protect your energy, take care of you, that self-love um makes a difference in all that you do. It makes a difference in how you respond. It makes a difference in how you take care of yourself. It makes a difference in the energy that you bring. So the bottom line is, are you self taking care of you? Are you remembering to take care of you? Because you can't take care of anybody else without taking care of you. And if you are in the midst of certain things, you can't see the best way to help somebody else. And how many really want to help someone along the journey? And that's how your mindset has to be. How can I be of assistance? So the final thing I want to talk about is to doing what makes you happy. That doesn't mean that you sabotage someone else. That doesn't mean that you don't care about someone else's feelings. But what happens is you will never, let's get this straight, you will never please everybody. There are things that will happen that you will just not please everybody. It's just not going to work out that way. But what you do is you be conscious of how and what you do so that you don't hurt somebody else purposefully or intentionally. And I'm just saying this because one of the things is pay attention to how you respond. Pay attention to how you speak to others. Pay attention to how you do what's meaningful, keeping your safe space. Do be aware. Be aware of what's hurting you so that you don't hurt someone else. So I just wanted to jump on today and talk about self-love. And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about it today is because so many times people or mindset is so messed up with love that they forget about themselves, and they forget and they focus on so many other things. And this is where we get the suicidal things going on, and people wanting to just end life because they don't care enough about themselves. So let's care enough about ourselves. Let's love ourselves. um Praying makes a big difference in self-love. That means you're connecting, and I had to add that, connecting to God, having a relationship with him. And that doesn't mean, again, it's not about perfection, but it's about daily working towards it and making a difference in your lifestyle, in what you in your attitude, in your you know and just caring about you. So self-love is caring about yourself. Self-love is protecting your energy. Self-love is doing what makes you happy. And I mentioned this to someone, and we were cracking up about it, because I always remember when coming to America, when the when the queen that was supposedly just raised to focus on the gentleman or the king, which was Eddie Murphy, and everybody, I could not stop laughing because he was like, "What do you like? What do you like?" And those are the things you got to focus on. What do you like? And that doesn't, and then connect with others in what you like, and be aware that it's okay to love yourself. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say, listen, that's going to take away my energy. It's okay. You have to for yourself be aware. You for yourself have to recognize where there's an issue. You yourself, and that self-love will change even how people respond to you, because it will be evidence of your confidence, because you're not trying to be somebody else, but you have a different aura about yourself, a different style about yourself, and others will see it. So listen, don't continue to care about you as you care about others. Can I put it that way? Because we're talking about self-love. And my show is always about victory. And victory can can be hindered if you are not caring about you, your mindset, how you respond to things, when you respond to things. Certain things don't need a response. Certain things just need a prayer, or just not even to be acknowledged. And that's how you do that. So get excited about caring about yourself, knowing that if something is negative and it's bringing negative energy to what you're doing and how you're doing it, and what, don't receive it, but work on it, saying, no, I'm not, when people call with negative things, no, I want to not, bring any negativity in my space. And again, that doesn't mean anybody is perfect. There's only one perfect person. But what it means is acknowledging, hey, there's an issue. Acknowledging, hey, I need to get this together. It's okay. It's okay. And I just wanted to share that today. So care about you. Protect your space and do what you like to do so that it will bring a different perspective in your life. Even the people that come around you wouldn't mind coming around you because there's something that different that you bring. So get excited about it, and don't and remember self love. Just remember, care about yourself. Take care of you. Remember your health. How often do you do your yearly checkup? I'm just saying, because that makes a difference in your mental health, your physical health, and how you connect in your relationship, especially if you're married, especially if you're dating someone. No one, whether it be the man or the woman on the other side, wants constant negativity. But they love that embracing of knowing positively who you are, knowing how to handle situations, not always complaining, not always murmuring. And a lot of times when you're not focused on the self-care, you murmur more than you find a solution. And instead of murmuring, find a solution. Find that inner peace. And that comes through self-care. That comes through knowing who you are. Who are you? And where do you want to go from here? It's called self-love, self-care. So get excited, and know that it will make a difference in your life. So thank you for joining me on this episode of the Victory Moment with CK, because part of victory begins with self-love and care. So I see you on that next episode. Like I said, join me on the next episode as we talk about Black History Month and legacy. Let's talk about it as I close out. And then hopefully next week I'll have my guests and we'll take it from there. Hopefully next episode, in another episode, we'll also have my guest. That's how I should say it. And I'm excited, and I know there's some great things coming up and some new things coming up. There's some changes coming, and don't forget to connect with me on the BHC network as we see everything on Roku and their other platforms, and that now the show can be seen. So take care, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Victory Moment with CK.